The Das and Don'ts Retro newsletter proudly presents this story from issue number 1, published November 1st of 2023.
Fondue, Still a Gouda Time, by Grizzly Adam. While its origins can be traced back to Homer's The Iliad, modern fondue is a significantly more recent trend. The popular myth that 17th century Swiss peasants invented cheese fondue to finish off their stale bread and questionable cheese seems to be just that, a myth. As recently as 1870, the dish known as fondue, French for to melt, was a very different scrambled egg-style dish. It was the Swiss nobility, not the peasants, that first began consuming the modern version of cheese fondue in the 1900s. Soon the Swiss Cheese Union, or SCU, a government-appointed cheese cartel that artificially inflated the price of cheese by limiting the supply, decided to put all their clout behind the gooey dish. At the time, fondue had begun to show up on the tables of Swiss citizens, but as a seasonal dish served only at special gatherings. The SCU began a multi-pronged advertising blitz based around the slogan, "Fondue is good and creates a good mood." The majority of the cheese-centered propaganda was focused on selling fondue as a comfort food during inclement weather. "Snow is fondue weather," was one of their slogans. Soldiers were given fondue kits upon their discharge and sent home to share the cheesy goodness with their family. The SCU's campaign was a huge success, culminating in fondue becoming Switzerland's national dish. By the 1960s, fondue had arrived in the United States, and when the 70s dawned, it became a full-blown craze. Americans were infatuated with this delightful fare from the Alps. A chocolate version of the dish was soon created in Manhattan to promote Toblerone, a Swiss candy bar that had just debuted. Fondue pots in the popular colors of the day, such as avocado green and harvest gold, were soon in most American suburban homes. It wouldn't be long before the dish became a centerpiece of the already popular cocktail parties and the much more infamous key parties. Soon there were rules created to prevent you from committing a fondue foul. First and foremost, never eat fondue alone. To keep the pot well stirred, each dip is accompanied by a figure-8 swirl. Don't let the precious fondue drip off of your bread or fruit and onto the table. Water is to never be consumed with fondue, as it will cause the bread to expand and fill you much too quickly. Instead, drink wine. Finally, if you drop your fruit or bread into the pot, you will be presented with 4 choices. You may sing a song, buy the next round of cheese, kiss someone, or run naked in the snow. The last 2 rules were no doubt the products of one of the aforementioned key parties. With winter approaching, it will soon be fondue weather. Even though this dish was popularized by a cartel used to launch a new candy bar, and was influenced by those sultry swingers, we still feel that fondue is good and creates a good mood. Pass the cheese.
About Grizzly Adam. Grizz is one of those eccentrics that you read about. The type that people say marches to the beat of their own drum. His hobbies include writing, computers, electronics, telephone systems, pyromania, and lawn care. Grizz's website can be found at grizz.atwebpages.com.
The Das and Don'ts team consists of Grizzly Adam, editor, publisher, writer; Jon Mullin, assistant editor, writer; Plendlful, consulting editor; Joe Collett, associate publisher, writer; BlueMSX, writer. Visit our website at dasandon'ts.mywebcommunity.org. And don't forget to write to us, submit your retro memory, or, most importantly, sign up for the newsletter. The Das and Don'ts Retro newsletter is published the first of each month. Subscribers get early access.